In this video, I want to show you a clear path to becoming successful in this new future of work. It's a path that most people blow off because they think it's idealistic or maybe unrealistic. But if you clicked on this video, then you know that doing nothing isn't going to change your odds either. So first, we need to understand the problem with the current system. In a perfect world, education would be 100% personalized. But I think we can all agree we don't live in a perfect world. And so instead, what happens? Smart people don't get a chance to actually spread their wings and fly. And on top of that, they're stuck competing for opportunities that are seriously limited. The truth is, the only advantage that you have is to self-educate and then demonstrate the results of that self-education. As Naval Ravikant says, the smartest people are self-taught, even if they went to school. So school moves at the pace of the slowest learner. This is not any fault of the learners, right? But this is one of the education system. I went to school at UC Irvine. One of my professors would have like 300 students in their classroom. There were these massive lecture halls with a whole bunch of kids in them. When you have that kind of dynamic, you have one professor who's at the front of the classroom. They know the information really, really well. And they're trying to help 300 people or so understand this information. But everybody else in class is at different stages. They're at different levels of interest for the material and they have different goals. Front row Jimmy here is locked in. He wants to go to med school, so he's paying attention, he's taking notes, he's kissing ass so he can get a good letter recommendation. Then you have a few people in the middle here like Slippin' Sammy, who's just trying to keep up, make sure that they can graduate. And then Karen in the back here is just completely lost, not even paying attention, they've already given up. So in order to help everyone succeed, aka graduate, the professor has to slow everything down to the level of the slowest learners. We have to standardize things. We have to answer all the questions. We have to wait for people to catch up before we can move forward. And so smart people naturally are just going to be held back from really exploring their own potential, from really understanding like how good can I actually be. But the thing is, everyone is going to graduate. They're all going to receive the same diploma, the same, credentials or degree from that university or that institution, and they're all going to be put into the same job market. Now, obviously, people who are smart are working on things outside of just school. They're not relying just on a degree to get those outcomes that they want to. And later in this video, I'm going to share a few more practical ways that you can really distinguish yourself from the crowd and play a different game than trying to compete in this saturated, overwhelming job market where everyone in the world is competing for. But first, I need to explain my definition of what being smart truly is. So here are some ways that I evaluate smarts. If you are proactive and you use critical thinking to get what you want, you don't wait for instructions or commands or permission, you do things and then discover the rules of how they work afterwards, you are smart. If you are observant of those around you and the state of society and how things are, you notice inefficiencies in everyday life and you see them not as plagues or not as burdens, but as opportunities to experiment and solve problems, then you are smart. If you are self-aware of your abilities, of your talents, of your circumstances, and that you understand that your inputs and actions can influence other people's outcomes as well as yourself, then you are smart. If you want to make the biggest impact, then you have to take care of yourself first. This is why when you fly commercial or something, and there's always this spiel at the beginning about safety that no one pays attention to, they always say to put your mask on first before helping your child or other people in your row because you need to take care of yourself first. Otherwise, and we're all screwed. And so translate that idea, understanding that your finances, your health, your relationships, your well-being, your ability to do good is dependent on you taking care of yourself and being fully aligned in who you are. And if you understand the value of collaboration, that the highest form of leverage is working with other people. Because at the end of the day, eventually you will be capped. Even with robots and code and AI tools like working with you, it's never gonna beat multiple brains all aligned on a goal with those AI tools at their disposal. If you have these traits, then my friend, you are too smart to be struggling and suffering through an outdated system. It wasn't designed with you in mind. It was designed to make sure that society can just function at a baseline level of proficiency. But you don't need to stay there. You need to play the game that you were meant to. So if you're smart, then what should you do? There is one economy that's growing while all the other ones are dying. And it's the only economy where your actual smartness has no ceiling. And you can use these traits that you have, not to just live a better life yourself, but to make a way bigger impact on the world. I'm talking about the creator economy. And to be clear, I'm not talking about the stereotypical cringe creator who makes dance videos or pranks. And I think that's the best part. Like, you don't actually have to be the creator to join the creator economy, right? Remember the rules of smarts we just talked about. Be observant, find opportunities, find problems that you can solve in inefficiencies in the world, and leverage the shit out of it to get what you want and where you want to be. Let me give you a real example from someone I know personally who's now become one of my good friends. A couple years ago, I quit my job as a doctor to go all in on entrepreneurship. To make that work, I was like, we need to move fast. Like, we need to get going. And so we worked with this agency called Dragonfruit to help grow our YouTube channel. Little do we know, Dragonfruit would become one of the most successful education YouTube agencies in the world. But Dragonfruit was founded by these two guys named Michael Lim and Adrian Lurie. They were really, really good at what they do, but both of them weren't creators. They just knew that they could help elevate smart creators or smart entrepreneurs to become the best at what they do. A few years into the journey, Michael gets poached by Alex Hormozi and joins his team as head of content. And he spends a couple years there collaborating, using his skill set to elevate Hormozi's brand, solve problems that he didn't have. And through that experience, in those 2 years, he blew up Alex Hormozi to be one of the most famous entrepreneurs in the world. And because he's got that incredible case study under his belt, he's got that amazing portfolio now, it enables him to just post a video like this and command instant respect and attention. What I'm saying, guys, is the game right now is on easy mode. And the cheat code to playing this game well is not to try to do it on your own and build your own brand, become your own Mr. Beast. Let go of that ego, let go of that pride, let go of that unrealistic expectation in your head, and be smart and understand that the cheat code is going together. It is riding the wave and joining the brands and the mission and the values of the people that you want to collaborate to work together. So if you feel like this is you, then the next question becomes, what does it cost to join the game? And this is the part that'll probably blow your mind. It's literally free. You don't need a ticket, you don't need permission, you don't even need experience. It's free to post content to social media. It's free to send DMs and emails to potential collaborators. It's free to use YouTube and free to use ChatGPT to learn high-income skills for the creator economy. I started posting YouTube videos in 2019 with my brother. My first videos, guys, were shot on an iPhone and using this cheap $9 lapel mic. I had never written anything creatively before that. I had never even owned or used a video editing software before, but I just started making videos. A couple years later, I landed a brand partnership with my favorite tool, Notion, because I was just obsessed with their product. And I created templates and I just made videos about them without asking for their permission, right? I just did it and I just solved a problem that people had using their tool. And then that opened up the doors for collaboration for us to work together and make a bigger impact. I think 800,000 people have downloaded and used my templates over the years. That impact is not something I could have made on myself. I'm not gonna build a Notion, right? But I'm gonna work with them and bring my skill set and be smart about partnership. And then within the last year, I got a huge contract job at Spotter because they saw that through the content that I was making, my ideas, my perspectives, what I'm trying to do with my brand, it aligned with them. And that was really, really enticing. So while everybody else is waiting, praying, hoping for opportunities through, the traditional avenues of applying to jobs or writing resumes or waiting for a degree or something like that, you can play the game smarter by generating your own opportunities through the creator economy. So I hope at this point I have piqued the interest of the creator curious out there, and maybe you want to join now. But of course, how do you play to actually win? But let's be honest, a lot of people are starting to join the game and it can feel like every platform is saturated. But the truth is, there is always room for good creative teams. Unlike the traditional way of work where you land a cush job and you stay there for 30 plus years, creator businesses evolve really, really quickly because they can scale quickly. For example, generally, as YouTube channels grow in size, the content that they create gets broader and then more mass market. This is actually commonly seen in most businesses that as you grow, you're eventually going to hit a ceiling or a cap in the current market that you're in. The only option you have to keep growing is to expand to either adjacent markets or move up or down market. So the bigger and more established brands are always looking for ways to enter new verticals, aka more opportunities for you to hop in and help them. At the same time, many creators or small business owners are quitting and retiring. That leaves space in the market for other people to join the game. There are 3 steps to taking advantage of this opportunity and then winning if you're smart. Step number 1 is that you need to learn how to learn. My problem with school is it doesn't teach you actually how to learn things, right? School learns really slowly. It's an old institution. There's a lot of rules, there's a lot of regulation, and with the rapid pace of technology and AI, it's not gonna keep up. And schools, I think, are afraid of this because it's gonna disrupt everything that's holding the system together. And the only way to practice learning is to learn something, right? And so I would pick one skill that you can become obsessed with, that's relevant and involved in the industry, in the creator economy that you want to go into. And then just get feedback from doing it. Do it more, do it better, and then showcase that skill. Step number 2, share it. Share what you've learned. Share that skill, share the results of that through content creation. Maybe I'm biased, but I believe firmly that YouTube is the best place to share your content and share your work because YouTube is the place that people go to look for solutions on how to learn things. I think there's a study that over 50% of Gen Zs prefer YouTube as a platform for learning because they trust YouTube content to give them accurate information about brands, about products and services that they go to. So if you can stick it out and you're smart and you can learn it, the returns are just much better. Learning gives you the skills so you can join the game. Sharing gives you proof and something to talk about for when you go to step 3, connecting and actually sharing that stuff with the people that you want to work with. If you want to earn the rewards from the game, you have to engage in the game as well. So actually talk to people, hop on Zoom calls, go to conferences, actually send DMs, use social media for its social media's sake, comment, like, subscribe, actually participate in the creator economy. The process is simple, but it takes courage and grit. But if you made it this far in the video and you're still watching, you don't have to figure it out on your own. If you're serious about building self-reliance with YouTube, we're about to open up a few slots in our program. We're looking to help ambitious, smart people. If you want to work with us, check the link in the description below. There's also going to be like a free 65-page workbook to get you started on your YouTube journey, because this stuff takes time. But the sooner you start and the longer you play the game, the more chances you'll get.